All right, good afternoon, Bills. Got another exciting episode for you today. 10 weeks in already. That's crazy. We got 4 weeks left. 4 weeks left to get those playoff spots locked up. I'm going to go through the standings here in a second. AJ, let me see. I was going to say AJ officially clinched, but that is incorrect. If he loses out and a couple other things happen, he could possibly not make the playoffs. That's highly unlikely, but he's not mathematically clinched yet. And also, nobody is mathematically eliminated yet, as we went over last night in the group chat. I was just looking up the trade deadline. That is the day before Thanksgiving at noon. So that would be next Wednesday at noon is the trade deadline. So if you're trying to contend, now's the time to get those trades out. But going through the standings, we got AJ in first at 9-1, Josh 8-2, Pez 7-3, Fogel 6-4. Those are our current playoff teams. On the outside looking in, Justin is 5-5. He had a key loss to Mark. Chris and me are both 4-6. He's got me by about 9 points. And then Mark's 3-7, and Chevy and Timmy are 2-8. The standings did not change much from last week. The only thing that happened was Mark jumped Chevy. And now Justin is behind Fogel by 1 game. So, a lot of pretty much it comes down to, I believe, Fogel, me, Justin, and Chris for that last playoff spot. Despite Pez's good performance this week, it is possible that he could be out, but I'm pretty sure AJ and Josh are going to make the playoffs. So let's jump into the matchups. Well, actually, how could I forget the awards? Let's jump into the awards. So, shit start of the week goes to Fogle. The Jets defense getting him -7 points. Luckily for him, it didn't matter, and he still was able to beat Timmy by 20. Performance of the week. We had quite a few guys in the 30s, but this one goes to Pez with Trubisky getting 36 points. Hell of a start there. Should have pulled out, and this one stings a lot. Goes to me. Ben Watson only got 0.1 point, and I should have pulled him out because I only lost by 1.2. A little backstory. When Gronk was designated out, I was debating whether or not to pick up Eric Ebron or Ben Watson. I went with Ben Watson because Doyle was back. Dez got hurt, so I figured Ben Watson would be okay. Ebron gets 25-something points. Watson gets 0.1. And I lose to AJ by 1.2 points. We'll get to that later in the matchups, but moving on to waiver wire chocolate, there was only one piece of chocolate found on the waiver wire this week, and that was me picking up the Packers defense, getting 15 points. Then we got the poop. We had 3 pieces of poop. Justin picking up and playing Cody Parker, the Bears kicker. He got 0. Timmy picking up and playing Vinatieri, another kicker, getting 2. And, of course, my Ben Watson getting 0.1. The Best Bench Award. Not only did his whole team go off, his bench did as well. Pez, his bench was 85.3 points. That was enough to beat Fogel, Timmy, and Justin's starting lineups. Unreal. And the Rodney King Award, I gave this to two different people. Chris getting beat by 54.5. That's a bad beating. And sometimes the closest losses hurt the worst. I think I've used that before, but I gave it to myself as well. 1.2 in very important times for playoff pushes. So let's get into these matchups. I kind of talked about it a lot already. Lost to AJ by 1.2, but I made a good decision. Oh, I somehow missed this. This was another good waiver wire chocolate. Baker Mayfield, I picked up and played him. He got 22.6 points. Nick Chubb, been waiting for him. He finally goes. He has himself a day. Devontae Adams got double digits. Michael Thomas got 19. Ben Watson. And then on AJ's side, I thought I was screwed from the get-go. I didn't think it was going to be this close because McCaffrey went off on for 31.8 points on Thursday night. And his running backs, he had Gurley get 22 and Aaron Jones get 29.2. The rest of his team was mediocre at best. He's still searching for a wide receiver that he cannot find, but at this point it looks like he may not need one. Moving on, Fogel versus Timmy. This is a terrible matchup because it was 80.5 to 60.5. Only players worth noting, really, Kamara 22.2 and Brandon Cooks getting 16.9 points. Yeah, he's got that shit start, -7, and then Gould had a good game last night. Timmy has Aaron Rodgers, and that's about it. His team is pretty awful. Sorry, Timmy. Moving on. King of the Bill versus Muju Juju. We got Justin May versus Mark Anderson. I don't know why I use your government names. But Justin has Mahomes and newly acquired David Johnson going off. Mahomes got 20.1. David Johnson, of course, right when I trade him, 30 points. God damn it. I don't know if he probably would have helped me actually beat AJ, so that's really unfortunate. The rest of his team flopped, and he loses to Mark. Mark, let's see, he had Juju get 16, and then just kind of a solid performance from all his players besides Landry and AP and Amari Cooper there. Good thing it didn't matter that he had Big Ben on his bench with 35.8 points, but this puts Justin one game back from Fogle. Josh for Chevy. I thought Chevy had Josh for a minute, and then Zach Ertz played. And Josh pulled it out. Josh won by about 12 points. Chevy had Drew Brees and Odell go off. Drew Brees had 28. Odell had 19. The rest of Chevy's players were in the single digits, except for his kicker got 10. And then Josh's team did not blow up like it has. He had Matt Ryan get 20.5. Remember, he thought they were going to go off on Cleveland. They did not because Tevin Coleman only got 6 points. Kareem Hunt had a tough day. Fitz had a tough day. Julio got another touchdown. Looks like the door finally opened for him. He got 16. Ertz had a huge game. It's 26.5 points. And that's it for Josh. Josh has good players, but he's one game back from AJ. He could potentially get the 1 seed if AJ slips up here in the stretch. And moving on to the biggest beat, the Rodney King beating down. Chris, who scored 120.3, which was good enough for the 4th highest score on the week, gets murdered by Pez, 174.8. Chris had Goff, Melvin Gordon, James Conner, Robert Woods, Fournette, Bills D, and Jake Elliott all in double digits, and he still could not get it done because, geez, Pez's team. Trubisky, 36, Zeke, 30, Tyreek, 25, Breda, 25. Bears D, 12. 17 from a kicker. Hit 25 on his bench from A-Rob. Wow. Maybe Pez's team isn't on a downward spiral. I don't know. We'll see. That does it. Let's do next week's matchups. You're getting into some important matchups here. First, this one is really important. Fogel at 6-4 versus me at 4-6. I am currently a slight underdog, but I think I can get it done. I really need to. If I lose to Fogel here, I think that pretty much ends any of my hopes at making the playoffs. AJ 9-1 versus Pasta 5-5. This one's actually pretty even. I kind of need Pasta to lose, so go AJ. Moving on, we got Josh 8-2 and Chris 4-6. That one's also pretty even. Chris really needs to get a win here, but I hope he doesn't because I need to jump him. But it's pretty even, like I said. I think I'm going to go with Josh because his Falcon stack, I think, is going to turn it around. Moving on, we got a matchup that does not matter whatsoever. Mark 3-7 versus Timmy 2-8. Timmy's the underdog. And then finally, Pez 7-3 versus Chevy 2-8. It'd be nice if Chevy pulled an upset. I don't think he will. He's the underdog. So, yeah, that does it. Important weeks, guys. 4 weeks left. Trade deadlines next week. Till next time. Peace.